All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Argo Blockchain. They are a Bitcoin miner. They just released their July 2022 operational update and mining update, so there was a bunch of new information in there. This is a company that's turning the corner. I just did my first video on them last month. So we talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel, so if that's content that you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody would smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot and it helps this video out a lot, so I appreciate that very much. Let's talk about Argo Blockchain, and just for reference, the numbers that I'm looking at here are on the NASDAQ, so I know they trade on other exchanges. So right now, I'm looking at their NASDAQ numbers, and that's the charts I'll be using as well. Okay, so right now, it's early in the trading day on Monday. They put this operational report out on Friday. So they're up about 6%. Okay, so at $5.34, this puts them at a $240 million market cap. When we look at the charts, you'll see this is way, way off of their highs from November of 2021. Let's go to the operational update. During the month of July, Argo mined 219 Bitcoin, or Bitcoin equivalents, compared to 179 Bitcoin in June of 2022. This is trending in the right direction at long last. Argo has spent the better part of a year struggling. Their actual operational updates on a monthly basis have not been fantastic, so we're going to look at that. This 219 is the best month they've had in the last 12 months. It is not the best month they've ever had. However, I expect next month to be the best month they've ever had, and this month's a big improvement over last month. Okay, so the first chart I just want to show you guys to put things in perspective. This is their monthly operational production for the last 12 months. This month in dark blue was 219. That's this month. So you'll see that's the most they've done in the last 12 months. Back in December of 2021, they did 214. This fell off dramatically. They had a month with 135. 2 months ago, they had a month with 124. And all of this has to do with the fact that they're transitioning all of their machines from different places, and they're moving them all to Texas in their own facility. So this was a bumpy transition, but you can see we've gone 124, 179, and now 219. So, as I suspected, I think they are on the right track now, and this is going to keep trending in this direction. Argo has big plans, so we'll talk about that as well. Okay, during the month of July, the company sold 887 Bitcoin at an average price of approximately $22,670. Proceeds were used to reduce obligations under a BTC-backed loan agreement with Galaxy Digital. Basically, they had this $50 million loan that was backed by Bitcoin. So I think the entire Bitcoin mining industry is going to get away from backing their loans with Bitcoin. Because of the volatility in the price of Bitcoin, that can lead to what is effectively margin calls. So they have now paid this loan almost completely off. There's 6.7 million left. They could very well pay that off next month. So that $50 million isn't hanging over their head anymore. This is restructuring their financial position to a much better situation. So it was money that they had to spend, but I do think it's well worth it that had to occur. Okay, hash rate update. During the month of July, the company completed its machine swap of the approximately 10,000 S19s, which were hosted with Core Scientific, finalizing its strategic pivot to self-hosting business models. So they moved all their machines from Core Scientific, and they actually upgraded their machines. They swapped machines in the process. So that's now done. So that is a part of the reason that their production is up, and we're going to look at their production efficiency, and that is improving. They were lagging behind greatly, and this is an area that they have made some improvement on, and I think we're going to see significant improvement for the rest of the year on that as well. In owning and operating its own infrastructure, the company expects to generate better performance from its mining machines and have greater control of operations, including operational expenses. Okay, so that's their model. You're going to see this Helios facility in Texas is really going to be where everything is. As part of the process of transferring its mining operations out of third-party facilities and into its own data centers, Argo conducted a comprehensive review of its entire mining fleet. So I will tell you, this was important. One of the reasons that you'll see they've been very inefficient miner is what we're just about to talk about. So I feel like they took this time over the last couple of months. They've done a detailed inventory. They've looked at their actual machines on a machine-by-machine basis, and there are several of the 17 series machines that are just no longer viable. Argo conducted a comprehensive review of its entire mining fleet with a focus on its S17 and T17 miners, collectively the 17 series machines. there have been reports of high failures among the 17 series machines within the crypto mining sector, and the company has experienced similar results within its own fleet. After carrying out a review and audit of this portion of the fleet, the company has determined that approximately 460 petahash of its 17 series machines are not operational and are not suitable for repair. Despite the operational challenges of the 17 series machines, they have been profitable for the company, generating a total return on investment in excess of 260% in aggregate to date. So these machines were profitable. They're kind of giving you a little history here. They've paid for themselves and then some. However, they have to go. So this is 460 petahash that's been in their mix. So as we've calculated their efficiency over the course of time, these computers have been in the mix and it's been a big drag on their efficiency. Well, they're moving towards the future. They're getting rid of these machines, particularly in light of the fact that Bitcoin is trading at lower numbers. These machines probably were great at $60,000 Bitcoin price, but at $20,000 to $25,000, they're just not worth salvaging. They've got a lot of new machines coming. They already did the 10,000 machine swaps. They bought 20,000 other machines. Those are being delivered on a monthly basis, so it's time to clean the old out. So that was an important step. It makes their numbers more realistic and it makes them make sense. So I was glad they disclosed that. I think this was important. After removal of the non-operating 17 series machines and those undergoing maintenance, the company's total hash rate at the end of July was approximately 2.23 exahash. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is this is mining efficiency for all of the Bitcoin miners. So this is not only Argo Blockchain, but all of their peers. This is through June 30th because we're just getting the July results in right now. So through the first half of the year, you'll see that Argo Blockchain was in absolute last place from an efficiency standpoint. And this is a simple calculation of the amount of exahash that they were reporting that they had running divided by the amount of Bitcoin that they're mining. So Argo Blockchain year to date was getting 71 Bitcoin per exahash. That was the lowest out of all the Bitcoin miners. So we can see one of the reasons why. They had about 460 petahash of the 17 series machines in there that were not very effective or not effective at all. So they've gotten all that out of there. So if we take their July numbers on 2.23 exahash, they mined 219 Bitcoin. So that's about 98 Bitcoin per exahash. That's a significant improvement over their 71 that they've averaged for the year. And I would expect that next month that will go up again. I do expect them by the end of the year to be very competitive and to be in this top 1/3 with the rest of their peers up here, somewhere over 110 Bitcoin mined per exahash. Okay, just a couple of key points from their investor presentation. Again, this was updated in July. Helios, flagship mining facility in West Texas. 126,000 square feet data center in Dickens County, Texas. They're approved for 800 megawatts of power. Okay, so that's what they're approved for. That's not what they're doing right now. So that is their potential growth. Installation of miners continues through Q4 of 2022. Phase 1, which is 200 megawatts, expected to be fully online by Q4 2022. They're using immersion cooling technology, so hopefully that should help. They do have a deal with Intel to buy these ASIC chips. They also have a deal with a manufacturer to manufacture the machines. So those will be coming online as well. So those are also more energy efficient. So that is coming. You'll see right now they're at 2.2 exahash. They're anticipating by the end of Q3 to get to 3.3 exahash. Now, I believe we need to subtract the 460 petahash from that of the 17 series machines because those had not been taken into account when this was made. So it could be that 3.3 is 2.9 or 2.8. And then by the end of the year, they're looking to get to 5.5 exahash. So maybe that's more like 5.1 exahash. That would represent tremendous improvement. Okay, poised for exponential hash rate growth. I'm going to just spend a second on this because some of these future plans they're just too far out right now. And at Bitcoin in the low 20,000s, we'll see what happens. But you'll see they have a runway to grow their hash rate to 20 exahash over the next few years. Phase 1 of the Helios was 200 megawatts. It's an 800 megawatt potential facility. So they're showing by the end of 2022, they're going to be at 5.5. I think that's now 5.1. And by the end of 2024, they're saying, maybe at 20 exahash. So I'm less concerned about that. That's a bit off into the future. We'll see where that goes. What I would like to see is for them to get to 5 exahash by the end of the year. I think that would represent a big, big win for them. So if we look at their chart, this is Argo Blockchain on the 1 week time frame. So I'm zoomed out a little bit because I want to show you from their all-time highs. So their all-time high, like all the other Bitcoin miners, was in November of 2021. So from their high to their low, this was about an 82% pullback. That's actually much less than their peers. Because they pulled back less, their run up may not be as significant. However, we just went through the numbers, and they're gearing up significantly over the course of the year. So their low, which was in the middle of June, on June 17th, somewhere under $3.75, until where they're trading right now in the middle of the day, that's a 42% move they've had to the upside. So that is a nice move to the upside, but I'm just going to go show you a chart. It's actually not even keeping up with their peers, so there is more potential upside to this. However, remember, these guys did not have as much downside. They were down 82% versus about 90% on the average for the other publicly traded Bitcoin miners. All of these companies have moved up since July 31st. So Argo Blockchain was up 22%. They're now up 44% off of their lows. But you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 companies that are up over 50%. There's now, I think, at least 3 companies that have pulled a double. In other words, they're up more than 100% in that time frame. So I do think there's room left for Argo to run, particularly since they are getting more efficient. They are adding more exahash. So they're doing the things we want to see them do. So really just a couple of quick price targets. If they could get back to where they were on May 2nd. So that was actually about 3 months ago, a little over 3 months ago. That would represent another 58% of upside to their price. If they could get back to their 2022 high, which was near the end of March. Now remember, Bitcoin had a nice run up to $48,000 at that time. However, Argo Blockchain was only at 1 or 1.5 exahash at that time. So if they could get back to that, that would represent over a 100% increase in the price of their stock. So to me, I think that's a potential price target for the end of the year. But of course, we need to keep checking in on a monthly basis. Remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy this stock or sell this stock. Please do your own due diligence. You can see that Argo Blockchain has been a highly volatile stock, and a lot of this is dependent on them executing their plan for the rest of the year. So, okay, so if they can just get back to their high, which was on March 28th, that's their 2022 high. And remember, Bitcoin had run up to about 48,000 at that point. However, Argo was only at about 1 or 1.5 exahash at that point. So, if they're at 5 exahash at the end of the year and Bitcoin has some type of decent rally, this should be a realistic price target. So again, please be careful trading. That's all I've got for you on Argo Blockchain for this month. So if you made it this far in the video, remember to subscribe and smash the like button, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks.